I've been in dentistry almost my entire professional career, close to 20 years. I moved to Colorado about 18 years ago, started working with dentists, financing practices, so startups, practice acquisition, relocation, commercial real estate, all of that. That's how I learned the business, was through financing. And I've done some real estate and now the practice acquisition stuff. Number one, the people of, we're a national company, and the people of DDSmatch within the business are wonderful. They're people I've known for a long time in the dental industry. And so that was number one. Number two was the opportunity to work with a doctor at the tail end of it might be the tail end of their career, or maybe they're transitioning to work with a DSO or corporate or something like that, but they're making a major life decision, and man, it's a cool experience to get to walk through that with them. So it was a no-brainer. The people within DDSmatch, and then the opportunity to serve and work with these doctors looking to make a move with their practice. I've always worked with dentists, and I love working with dentists, but this whether it be, again, at the tail end of their career or transitioning to work with a corporate, the relationship that I get to build with them is, it's unlike anything that I've done professionally to date. It becomes very personal. We develop, oftentimes you spend so much time together talking through, major things that you develop a very close relationship, sometimes friendship, and to see that work all the way through to, they're turning the keys over to somebody else, man, it can be an emotional experience. It's really cool. It's the most rewarding thing that I've ever done, hands down. It was really hard. It was a challenging transition. It was a big practice. The doctor was, not of normal retirement age, just was ready to get out for a number of reasons. And we had gone down one route, and things weren't feeling right for him. And one of the things that I pride myself on is it's not about, I would tell you, the seller, I'll give advice on what I would tell my brother or my sister, not based on a commission, but what I think is right, and I'll support the doctor in whatever decision they make. And we spent months and months, went all the way down the road and got really close, and he needed to back out for a number of different reasons. And we started over and went through it all again. And we still have dinner together. And it's just, like I said before, it's very fulfilling. We became friends. We worked through a challenging process together. We stopped and restarted, and it was great. It was all great. Stressful, and you work through details, but it was great. It all ended up great. Typically, they can't talk during the day, during normal business hours. And so they need to talk in the evenings and on the weekends. And a way that you can show how much you care is to be available. And I know that sounds very simple, but I don't think, I'm a customer in a million different ways, and that sort of attention that the seller deserves, we provide that. And so just being available all of the time. I'm going to be led by the client and what they're looking for. There are a lot of doctors that are, in their 30s, late 30s, 40s, even 50s, that are saying, I'm not ready to hang it up, but I'm having these challenges with staff, or I'm not spending enough time at home, or for whatever reason, they want to go down the corporate route. And so we'll help them those ways. And if they prefer private, then we go down those routes and we help them that way. When you're looking at offers, corporate's very different than private. The joke is, if you've seen one DSO, you've seen one DSO. So it's really hard to look at apples to apples. There are some sort of catchphrases or jargon in the industry of multiples and EBITDA and things like that people kind of cling to, but there's hundreds of deal points that go into a corporate deal, a corporate offer. And so we'll work with our CPA partners, Blue & Company, to help evaluate offers, and we get in the trenches with them, and we go point by point, to try to get it as close to apples as we can, because otherwise it's apples to oranges. You can go to our site, DDSmatch.com, and there are literally thousands of buyers. We cast a wide net, and that's critically, I live in Denver, a buyer might be in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, we need to know they're there. And they're on our site because our DDSmatch people in Atlanta are familiar to them. And so as soon as we list a practice, boom, it goes out to the person in Atlanta, Georgia. So our ability to cast a wide net is unmatched. And one of the most important things for a seller is finding the right buyer. And nobody can compare to DDSmatch from that perspective. The second thing is that what I talk about is that I've been in Denver, in Colorado, working with dentists for 20 plus years. I've spent that time obviously learning the business, but building my personal reputation, the Jeremy Keck reputation, not just DDSmatch or the places I was before. And I've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Colorado dentists, literally. And I think to a T, everyone would say Jeremy's great to work with. And coming back to that, I would give advice like I was giving it to my brother or my sister. And when you're looking to sell a practice, you have to make the decision on who am I going to work with. That integrity and trust is a huge, huge thing. And I've spent 20 years doing it, building that.